Yeah, I grew up about a quarter mile from the business, and that allowed for it to be convenient for me to cut the grass, to do the cars, to vacuum, to do those types of things, and just be around the general culture of the business. And then it was one day I came back from college, and I'm standing there in the hallway with my dad during a visitation, and it struck me that he knew everybody coming in that front door. And after being away for just a short time and coming back, it gave me perspective to know that type of setting, those relationships, I guess the value struck me all at one time, and I said, this is what I want to be a part of.
We would sit on the couch and watch TV and go through old envelopes as kids. We get paid like $1 for our allowance, and that kind of introduced us to the industry and the business. I threw my hat in the ring a couple times when I was younger, like right out of high school, but it never really stuck. It's a career choice. So I decided I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to go into the EMT field, and I actually went out for Baltimore City to become part of the fire department. That didn't work out. My dad's like, come on, give it another try. So I did, and I've been there 15 years.
Pretty much since I was 7 years old. We still had the nursery operation at that point, and I remember my dad taking me out. We had these fields that we called them can fields, just flat gravel lots, and there would be azaleas or hollies growing in containers. Dad would drop me off at the end of a row with a bag of Osmocote fertilizer and a Maxwell House metal coffee can that I would fill and have to go down the row and put fertilizer. So yeah, I grew up in it, cutting grass and doing stuff like that around the nursery, and then eventually was old enough to go out on job sites.
But most of my generation had an unspoken pact, we're not doing this newspaper business. We're just not doing it. Because our parents were consumed with it. So all through school, we wrote for the paper at 50 cents an hour. He made us fill out an application and go through the entire process, and we said, we're not doing this. We're gonna do other things. Well, for me, the other things lasted a pretty long time. And we were at a transition in the family business, and I found myself going there and partnering with one of my cousins. Not one of my cousins whose grandfather was Carl Murphy, but one of my cousins whose grandmother was Rose Oliver.
It's kind of funny because I went to school to be a Spanish teacher. I taught Spanish for a while, and I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be working on the farm with my family, doing anything farm related. But then I got a phone call from my dad saying, hey, I think we're gonna open up a creamery. And like, it was just this wild idea, and I still didn't think I was really gonna be involved. But then there was a need. I have a lot of experience and background in hospitality and food service and catering and that kind of stuff. So there was a spot for me in the family business. I'm not trying to milk cows, but I can do the retail stuff. I can do the catering and marketing, and it was just kind of happened. It was this like, even now I wake up, I'm like, oh shoot, what are we doing? What am I doing here?